Hello and welcome to Frank Talk. Once again, we're sitting here where we celebrate immigrant successes and actually discuss, immigrant stories from our own point of view. Today, I have a very important guest with me, Ms. Virgelia Villegas, who is a trendsetter and master at the art of fashion and beauty, production, events, everything that you can imagine. When we talk about hard work and being an immigrant, she defines that all. She is the president of Virgilia Productions and the producer of 5 different immigrant beauty pageants that span from the Asian to the Latina community. I'm really glad to have her here, and it's my pleasure, Virgilia, to have you sitting with me today. It's been a long time coming. It's about time we had this conversation.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Wonderful. Now, let's just get to it.
Yes.
Okay? Because we have a lot to cover. Tell me your story about coming from the Philippines and getting to the point where now you represent almost 2 different communities, an Asian community and the Latina community. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I arrived in this beautiful country as an immigrant, like many of us, in 1984. I just graduated high school. My mother and my aunt decided to take me to America. And shortly after we arrived in America, we put up our own business, like many immigrants did. And my mother arranged my marriage to one of her business partner. And because of that, I was unable to go to high school because of an early marriage. I got married at the age of 16 in an arranged marriage, in America.
Imagine.
Yes, so shortly after the marriage, I have 2 children, and then I became a widow after that. But I struggled. I worked very hard. Fortunately, this country and this city provides you so much opportunity. It really gave me, the epitome of opportunities is in America. I'm living that dream.
That's just wonderful. I didn't know all those things that you just said. And
Yes.
you know what? We're sitting here today at the Gibson's showroom.
Yes.
So now, for you to tell me this story, this very passionate story about your life, I'm really amazed. And one thing people don't know, for those who have come across you, might have read about you, you actually had, went through a very tough time trying to produce your shows.
Right.
To the extent where you were sued
Yes.
by the famous billionaire,
Yes.
Donald Trump.
Yes.
Where did you get the guts to face him, and what was that all about?
Well, I took over and I bought Ms. Asia USA in 2003. When I bought it, the opportunity came about, and I've always believed that through my own, I am a walking testimonial that pageantry can really make a woman very strong. So when I took over on the brand of Miss Asia USA, and this was about 11 years ago today, I thought, now I have an opportunity. I have a platform to use this organization to empower, to educate young women in this country. There are thousands of beauty pageants in this country, but I asked myself one night, I want to set a difference. I want to bring it to a different level. So what I did, I said, I will use this organization to provide women strong skills, confidence level. So we put a program in the pageant where we have leadership workshops for the young girls. Mm-hmm. They will go through financial planning. They will go through fine dining etiquette lesson, how to write a resume, how to interview for a job, how to put on the right makeup for work and for the evening, the proper wardrobing, all these things, how to write a business plan. I am very passionate of what I do because I am just a high school graduate. I became successful in the corporate industry because of my experience in the pageant industry. I am only a high school graduate in one of the mountain schools in the Philippines, and I landed a job at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and with that skills that I have, the people skills, the selling skills that I have, how to dress properly, how to shake hands properly, I did not, unfortunately, I did not learn that from school. I learned the gardening and the cleaning house in the school where I went, and all these social skills that I learned really came about when I participated 2 or 3 pageants then. So when I came to America, I said, this is my opportunity. I have this pageant. I will empower and teach these young women that, you know, education is not enough. Beauty is not enough. You must have the strong social skills, confidence level, and a strong personality in order for you to set yourself above limits, you know? And that is really the main program of our pageant. We do not call it a beauty pageant. We do not address Miss Asia USA Beauty Pageant or Miss Latina Global Beauty Pageant. We address it as a cultural event because it is a platform where, irregardless of your political belief and your religious belief, we all come together in the name of beauty.
Amen.
Yes.
You know, to think that you say that your high school is all you have, and you're just simply defining the fact that immigrants will push through no matter what to be successful. And so you have 5 different beauty pageants under your belt.
Yes.
So, you know, you have said, and I'm going to read this, you said, I feel a sense of responsibility to the Asian communities that this name must go on because eventually it is a name for the entire Asian community. Now, you said this. My question right now is, why did you find the need, okay, to represent the Asian and the Latina communities? I know your history, but what was the need for that?
When I took over on the brand Ms. Asia USA, you know, and going back to your question about the lawsuit that I personally encountered
Yes.
from the Miss Universe organization, I saw and I recognized immediately how big of a task that I was facing, how big of a problem I was taking in
Yes.
front. And I thought, you know, I could have easily given up.
Yes.
And probably would have saved $300,000 and 7 years of, you know, a lot of stress and mental anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, you know, the responsibility of having Ms. Asia USA and giving up on it, it will completely disappear.
True.
And we have an organization here where I find that all the Asian communities, you know, from different regions and countries under the Asian continent come together yearly, and it's a beautiful celebration. We've always been sold out. And if I will leave and turn my back behind, that will disappear.
That's
you know,
true.
I feel like I am just a carrier of the torch.
Yes.
I am here to protect it, and in so many years, I am here to deliver it to the next carrier. And maybe 20, 30, 40 years from now, I'm no longer around, but Ms. Asia USA will continue to live on. It will become a powerful organization that will be the housing of all the Asian communities,
Yes.
you know, in unity of beauty, culture.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really my ultimate dream, is for everyone to come and participate.
And so, what prompted you, therefore, to bridge the Latinas along with the Asian?
When I was working in the corporate world, you know, they invited me to do a lot of pageant. The Latino community invited me
Okay.
to do a lot of pageant judging.
Mm-hmm.
And as I sat there, every Latino pageant that I judged were all in Spanish. And so I said, you know, 6, 7 hours of pageants. And I said, somebody's got to do an English pageant and bring this beautiful culture across where everyone else can understand it and listen to it and enjoy the beauty and the richness of the Latino culture and make it into English.
You know, I've been wondering and asking myself this question. There's a certain standard of beauty that, you know, when you are here in the West, you experience, you know, women have to be a certain way, have to have a certain weight and all of that. How do you encourage your girls to take care of themselves in that way, or do they get to appreciate themselves how they are?
Society puts pressure on being skinny,
Yes.
you know, on a certain look of cosmetic surgery. You know, I have nothing against all of that. However, that, you know, that is part of our platform, but not to be skinny. You need to, of course, look healthy and be healthy.
Of course.
You know, that is part of the judging criteria.
Yeah.
But what we teach the girls is you have to be confident and be beautiful inside.
Exactly.
Because when you are beautiful inside, you know, the rest of it is aesthetic.
Yes.
Put on a beautiful dress and a beautiful makeup, everyone can look beautiful. But once I teach a girl to wear a high heel, to walk properly, to sit properly, you know, to be such a defined, sophisticated young woman, you know, when you go to an event, you're one beautiful, wholesome, you know, it's a whole package that you're looking at.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we should encourage more girls to participate. So what's the criteria?
The criteria is, you know, first of all, we don't have a height requirement. As long as you have height, balanced height and weight, we believe that you don't have to be a 6-footer or a certain height in order for you to become a title holder or in order for you to become a queen. A lot of our girls, 99% of our girls, it is their first time in the pageant. Because we really train these girls, you know, for 3 months every Sunday on a leadership workshop, on a social skills workshop. In order for them to be ready by pageant day. So what they've learned in the 3-month program, you know, by pageant day as they move on, they don't all go home with a crown on their head. But you know what? They will all go home a winner because they all go through a certain transformation. Yes, and that really made our job very rewarding when you see these girls go through a transformation. Because a lot of the program that we offer to them, they don't get it from school.
That's true.
Yes, you know, when I first come into this country, I work in the hotel industry. So I do a lot of wining and dining, you know, and I noticed that a lot of the girls, not just the young girls, but, you know, also the you know, the ladies in the society, really do not have the rather proper social skills. You know, the proper handshaking, the technique of networking, how to stand, how to carry your bag when you enter in a room. You know, all those things had been forgotten through this society.
That's so true.
You know, a lot of the schools don't offer such a program. So that's why when they come into our pageant, this is part of our program.
Correct.
You know, a lot of the girls may not feel that is important to them, but at the end of their journey, after they finish, you know, they feel it, that they have changed a lot through their experience.
So do you have like an alumni of girls that have come back and, you know, that you've seen the impact of your work? Like, what are some of the girls gone on to do in their lives that, you know, with the skills that you've taught them here?
Absolutely, yes. I've seen, I've heard, and some of them come back, and many of them are still around helping out. You know, we provide an opportunity platform. And it's all up to them what they're going to use of the opportunity I had given them. I gave them a tool. It's all up to them how they're going to use a tool. Whether they just go sit at home and text and do Facebooking, nothing wrong with that.
I know,
or they go out there, you know, and continue to enhance their skills, look for great jobs, you know, and network. And it's all about relationships as well in this society.
And you know, the fact that you're dealing with minority women in general, we sometimes come with a certain lack of confidence. Sometimes maybe it's from our cultures or not, I don't know, but that's really to say that what you're doing really has a place. And looking at the way America is moving on today and shaping up, today we have a first family that's a minority family.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, do you foresee maybe as an Asian American, do you foresee that maybe someday we'll have a minority, maybe a Latino or an Asian family in the White House?
Absolutely. You know, there are no boundaries in your dreams.
Absolutely.
You dream big, and I know you can accomplish it. And that is always what we tell the girls. And a lot of these girls nowadays, you know, it's a very competitive world.
Yes.
You know, so just like what I said, education is not enough for you.
It's not enough.
Yes, you have to equip yourself with great social skills, great confidence level, selling skills, you know, and of course, in addition to that, you must network and find the people that can open the doors for you.
Yes. So do you ever pinch yourself and say, this is Virgilia, I am at the Gibsons, where the who is who, you know, tell me a little history about this Gibson showroom and you sitting here, how does that, coming from that background, how does that rattle you?
Every day I always pinch myself.
Immigrant success.
I always pinch myself because, you know, it's like, Virgilia, you're just a high school graduate,
Believe it.
you know, and you landed a job at the Beverly Hills Hotel, you know, where I did the parties of the many celebrities from the mountains where we don't have running water, no electricity. I remember those days. I have to go to the jungle to get dead woods so that we can cook our dinner in the evening, you know, and every day I have to clean the floor by, you know, the coconut heads. I did that. So, and one day, in just a matter by high school graduate, I landed a job at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and I pinched myself. There has to be a mission why you put me here.
Exactly.
And I want to put it into good use.
Yes.
You know, and they hired me without an education. They hired me without reference. So I said, you know, I will learn this and put it into good use. I believe that when you educate someone, you live an immortal life.
Absolutely.
Because that person will educate someone else. So I always tell my girls, it's not just about winning and taking a crown on your head.
No.
It's about what you are going to do with what you learn. And for the queens, what are you going to do with a title? Because the rest of the world is in your hand.
Absolutely.
You know, I promise you the stage, but I don't promise you to win.
That's true.
Yes.
You're giving them a platform. It's up to you what you do with it.
Yes.
So, my dear, what's your vision for this pageant, for the cultural pageants that you have? What's your vision?
I think all of us somewhat know that it's really hard to unite every culture, you know, within our own culture and ethnicity. We have our own differences inside and we don't even get along, you know. However, in the Miss Asia USA, my ultimate mission really and dream, and you know, and it's just, I'm just a small person, but eventually I want all of the countries in the Asian community represented. It would be so beautiful when you see every Asian country on the stage with their flag, with a girl representing their country, that irregardless of any political differences that we have, irregardless of any religious differences or personal differences that we have, you know, once a year we unite. That this is a, you know, it's an honor to have all the different culture, because a lot of the kids nowadays really get swept with so many things going on in society and in school that you forget your culture.
That is so true. And that's a good thing that you're giving them a platform to balance and showcase those cultures, right?
Right, you forget. So once a year, you know, let's remember our culture.
I like that.
And you'll have every country represented on the stage, and really eventually that's what I want to see.
I really love that, because I've attended your pageants and I've seen the rainbow of different cultures, and it just reminds me that this country is built by immigrants, you know. And so when you think about it, and you know, I think you must have an honest opinion about the state of immigration, you know, the way it is. What are your thoughts on immigration? If, you know, maybe the Central American kids, comprehensive immigration reform we've been asking for a long time. What do you think about it?
You know, I just heard this morning on the news that President Obama is asked to postpone it. I'm personally, you know, against it, of course. It saddened me to see these children that are being sent home. And many of the immigrants are very successful. You know, they're holding high position jobs, or even if it's a low position jobs, but they're all paying taxes. They help make this country grow to where it is right now. You know, if the immigrants were not here, this country probably would have not survived what we went through in the last couple of years. You know, many of the immigrants are very highly educated. They're high income people, or nevertheless, whether you're high or low income people, you contribute a lot to this country. And I think, you know, hopefully our president will see that and give empathy and sympathy to these people who's looking for a dream to make it somewhere. And that's why they travel this far, because they look at America as the dream, you know, and the opportunity where they can make a better life.
So have you realized your American dream, my dear?
You know, I still have yet to realize my American dream, because my American dream is to make Miss Asia USA completed with every country representing it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That's just wonderful. So this is an amazing journey. And I know the girls today is a fashion show for the girls. So after the fashion show, what is the schedule for the events as the months unfold?
What we do is it's not just a fashion show. As what I told you, we teach the girls, you know,
Yeah.
how to walk, runway walk, pageant walk, and just simply how to walk properly, an elegant walk. So today is to remind them and to check them out. This is, have you learned from what I taught you in the last 2 months?
Correct.
You know, and to have fun as well. You know, because if you don't have fun, you don't enjoy what you do.
Yes.
So fortunately, the Gibson has sponsored this venue and offered us this venue. And I have many of the girls here, both from the Asian and the Latina. Where
Yes.
can you see an organization where you have both the Latina and the Asian community come together through these beautiful women? And I truly, truly admire these girls, because in our organization, it isn't an easy program.
Yes.
You know, I can just have a pageant, have 1-day rehearsal, and have a show. But these girls did not go through that. They went through 3 months every Sunday. They dance and walk for 8 hours every Sunday. So these women that you will see really put a certain dedication to it, a certain amount of hard work to it. You know, and that is admirable, because through hard work, you will
Yes.
reach your dreams.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's why I congratulate all these women who made it through to pageant day. Because we start with 500 women, and then 100, and then 50, and then 20.
The next thing you know, you have a winner.
And then we have a winner. We can only crown one,
absolutely.
right? But the rest of them are winners.
So wonderful.
Yes.
And you know what, though? Let's not forget the Mrs. Asias. The Mrs.
Yes.
You also empower the Mrs., the elder women, right?
Well, there are so many women that needs to be given a platform, you
Yes.
know, and we have neglected to do the Mrs. Asia USA, where at a certain level of your status, you feel like, oh, I'm too fat, I'm too old. And that's the reason why, that's what encouraged me to create Mrs. Asia USA, because I tell them, you're never too fat and you're never too old. You know, and the inspiration that comes with the Mrs. Asia USA is 24 years old and up. There's no age limit.
Okay.
And we have delegates that is as old as 74 years old, that you would never imagine they're 74 years old.
Wonderful.
Oh, I had a delegate that is an engineering retired lady from Korea,
Yes.
that is 75 years old, that participated in the Mrs. Asia USA last year. She came to me crying. I said, Virgilia, every pageant in the country has an age cut. This is the only pageant that I've found that do not have an age limit. I am so proud, Virgilia, that you continue to empower, you know, these women, no matter how old they are. It's not about the age. It's not about, you know, how skinny you are. It's how proud you are to represent your
Absolutely.
culture,
The confidence.
you know, and how beautiful you feel inside. For all of the women out there, you know, young or old, however you feel about yourself, do not hesitate. Come and visit us. Give us a chance to present to you, or visit our website, MissAsiaUSA.org. We have a division for Teen, Miss, and Mrs. Asia USA, as well as Miss Latina Global. Thank you all. So Pam, today we have a few of our girls that are, I think they're the ones that finished the preparation. Today we have Miss Asia USA, Christine Khan. You know, Christine is our Miss Asia USA 2012, and she's a graduate of Princeton University, went on to private banking in Wall Street, and now decided to go with her passion, which is to tutor kids, high school kids, to go into the Ivy League schools of their dreams. So that's what she does, and she's based in Newport Beach.
Wonderful.
And she is also hosting the Miss Latina Global on September 20. So we have Miss Asia USA,
Yes.
and also Miss Latina Global 2012 that
Okay.
will be hosting together
Yes.
for the Miss Latina Global on September 20.
Wonderful.
Both queens. And then we have our 74-year-old contestant
She's giving
last
me hope.
year.
She's
I
giving me
know.
hope.
Yes.
Yes.
She is a space engineer.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, a retired space engineer, and lives in Santa Barbara,
What's her country of origin?
Korea.
Okay, we have to talk about what the secret is.
Oh, she is so enthusiastic, came to every Sunday rehearsal, and she made it to fourth
Wonderful.
runner-up last year.
Amazing.
And she got the crown of Global Ambassador for the Mrs. Asia USA.
Amazing.
And I think we have a few of our girls behind us as well,
Yes.
Mrs. Kazakhstan and Miss Russia and Miss Mexico, as well.
It's just the
Yes.
beauty of living in the United States.
It's truly,
you know.
really, truly a celebration of diversity.
Yes.
Unity of diversity.
Yes.
And the successes of the immigrants in this country.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. And this ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the beauty of culture and diversity, here it is. Look at these women, beautiful women, celebrating diversity and immigration and everything that has to do with what this country was built on. Thank you so much for joining us today. And be sure to check us out on our Facebook page, Frank Talk, on TIMTV Hollywood, our YouTube channel, TIMTV Hollywood, and of course our website, www.immigrantmagazine.com. I can't tell you how much I've been thrilled to sit here with Virgilia. Thank you so much, my dear, and I wish you so much success, and that you today have been inspired. Any young woman that's sitting in the house or young man, know that there are no boundaries to your success, and that no matter what you do, the sky is the limit, and you can be all that you can be. Thank you.